How's it going, everybody? Happy Friday. It's Crusty Crow back again doing another tactical perspective. Hot mic for January 19th, 2024. I am feeling good, boys and girls. If there's a girl out there yet, there's not. I'm wearing my freedom shirt. It's a pro USA kind of day over here. Let me turn that off there. Oh man, I miss swollen members. They were good. Swollen members ties into something we're going to talk about today on the hot mic. I'm going to just pull up my old slideshow. You see, I'm always playing with backgrounds. You see, I got some signs up today, and I'm going to go over this one up here because it's going to tell you what we're going to talk about today. But I got to get that slideshow queued up or we can't go anywhere. Like I said, it's a hot mic episode today. Oh, sorry, not hot mic episode, okay? And for those of you who don't know what I mean by hot mic, it's when you sit on your pretzel switch in an armored vehicle and you broadcast on the net without telling anybody or knowing yourself that you're doing it. I've done it in overseas. I did it for a few minutes, joking about a bunch of people walking by my vehicle, and let the entire squadron know what I thought of those people. And you know what? I don't take it back. Anyways. So here's what we're going to be talking about on Hot Mic today. Ooh, look, Crow's got organized. He's got signs. What's going on, Crow? What are you doing getting this organized? Stop it. So yeah, we're going to talk about Hot Mic for today, and it's going to be today's junk, because you know me, I am the Crow. And I strut myself, I pride myself on being a trash collector. Well, I pick up other people's garbage and I turn it into something I want to deal with. And by garbage, I just mean whatever they put out there on the interwebs. Oh, what was that falling? That was my sign. That's only one shot when a like, share, subscribe sign goes. If it falls down, you don't necessarily have to do any of this, but man, would I appreciate that. But that wasn't supposed to come up right now. That's poor timing, isn't it? But that's the Crow way. But yeah, guys, feeling good, strutting around. Why am I feeling so good? Well, let me explain this in the slideshow, okay? One, I smoke a lot of weed, guys. That's part of the beauty of being a veteran in today's age is you deal with your PTSD, you can smoke it out of your brain if you need to, and it also helps with a lot of the anxiety and the pain and the ADHD and everything like that. I don't mean to underplay it, but today was a big day of doing that because my brain was going crazy. And why was your brain going crazy? Well, first off, yeah, that was more to the point. Today I got my Adderall back, boys and girls. Yeah, so like I said, I was diagnosed with severe ADHD and didn't find out till I was well into my adults. And yeah, it's hard to focus without the medication. I've been without the meds for about 9 months now because after I left the military, and they give you a healthy supply and say that'll tide you over till you get a doctor, but they don't tell you that Ontario is having a doctor crisis. So it took me forever to get a doctor, and you don't just need a doctor, you need a psychiatrist. So dear God, what a year this has been, guys. But anyways, I've taken my Adderall, and today it was a good day, but it was a weird day, man. Like I had a lot of dedicated energy towards just doing something for pleasure. I thought it would be do my hobby, but it wound up being trying to find stuff and getting organized all day. But I do notice with the Adderall, I'm not feeling more like this when I look at projects that are big, you know, like the one behind me. It's big. It took me a long time to get started on that, but now that with the Adderall, it's not just the excitement I had over the last week, having felt inspired and in that mood. It's sticking around, and now I find I'm more like this, right? Like it's all problem solving now, everything in my head. The problem is you get some crazy thoughts in your head, and you get them at weird times now. It's not my first time on Adderall. It's what I was taking before, and I remember, you know, I'm gonna have some weird late nights where my you know, it just at the end that thinking energy isn't going to wear off, and I'm not really looking forward to it, but man, do I like being focused, right? So one of the crazy thoughts I had today, just before I get into the subjects of hot mic, is sorry, you know, that was the Crow finding the big bag of drugs, and that's his trash there. But before I go into that, I just want to let you know, at one point today I went out for a cigarette, and I was thinking to myself, you know, what would it be like to spend the day with this person or that, because there's some of you guys I talk to on a regular basis, but I'll never probably meet you in real life unless we ever bump into each other at a down the line, if I ever went to a convention or something, or took a trip to the States or something like that, or one of you came up north. Probably never meet you. That's the new age we live in, this internet world, right? YouTube world. But I thought about what it would be like to spend the day with Todd McFarlane, right? Because his name's come up in a lot of my conversations lately. I've been ripping apart his action figures and kit bashing them and smashing them and painting them and doing weird things with them. And I was a bit of a McFarlane critic as a comic fan. I won't lie, I was for the longest time. But as a toy fan, the man's got chops, and he came up today because I'm using one of his McFarlane military line helmets on my Zap variant uh, repaint, basically, of a different character. But I think it would be more like Dave Chappelle show when has spent the day with Wayne Brady, right? Like, I think Todd McFarlane would be the guy that would surprise you, one with, I have no boundaries and no lines. And I would hope it would be a bit like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, not the bender, but just the unpredictable hilarity of someone else's behavior. I feel like Todd McFarlane has some nuances about him, eh? But I bring this up too because this is something, this is relevant to our topics today, and I'm going to talk about some stuff I found in a newspaper I stole off Viper Island's desk today when I watched their show. Yeah, it's time to focus on that. So, Viper Islands, they did their little news today, and they talked about the upcoming Hasbro live event that they're going to be having. When is that Hasbro live event? I wrote it down. Thursday, February, is it the 1st? Is that the 1st? Anyways, the first Thursday in February, I think I wrote today. And this is why I say I steal it and I do a shit job regurgitating it, guys, because I just take my notes and I'm only giving you my opinions on what they said. This isn't my notes. This is Liam and Dex's work over at Viper Island, and you guys know that I'm a fan of them because they're Canadian and because they've supported me. I will support them, but I always tell them I'm stealing your news and I'm spitting it out my way, right? But I don't ever want to misquote somebody and start that kind of drama, so take it all with a grain of salt when you hear it from the crow, right? But yeah, they were going over what Hasbro's going to be talking about with the name only reveals, and they went over some of the name only reveals, what they've learned about the ones that have been, and that's to remind everybody, it's Nemesis Immortal, Starduster, Xandar, and Naugahyde. I think we're on there. Anyways, these were the ones they were talking about, was Nemesis Immortal, Nemesis Immortal, to Starduster, and Naugahyde. They talked about them a fair amount. But they also talked about Heavy Duty. And I'm just going to go right into it because, with Viper Island, like I said, everybody goes flocking to it, and me, I go steal it. So that's what I'm doing today. And yeah. Yeah, I know. I did say it out loud. I didn't think it. But anyways, they didn't talk anything about Xander in this video that they put out today that I caught. But we do know that he is one of the ones that we are all coming on, waiting for. He's going to look good next to his sister and his brother and the rest of the amazing Dreadnought work that we're used to seeing, right? But they did talk about the Heavy Duty, and they do expect it to be verified soon, because and this is what I mean, like, not everything Viper Island projects comes true, but it's not like they aren't following supporting evidence, and the guys do their homework. They check things from a lot of different perspectives, and you know how the crow feels about different perspectives. It's like, visit as many as you can, because that's how you get the big picture, right? In Recce, we cloverleaf something. We go all four corners of that thing and get every angle on it, right? My show is called The Tactical Perspective, but it's one of many perspectives I can share. But they have good lines on why Heavy Duty is probably going to get named soon as a upcoming for either 2024 or 2025. And it's based off like legal documentation for patents and things like that, and name brands. that they've verified, Hasbro has put in for the G.I. Joe line. Now, I don't know if that means they're talking about the G.I. Joe line or they're talking about a different line. I didn't hear them say classified, but I can't see this guy coming out as retro. Like it makes sense to do him, and why not? Why would we even doubt it? Like yeah, you got what, 3, 4 roadblocks on the way, and and his cousin can't show up to the party since when? What's your problem? So I don't know if I necessarily want that loadout, but that appearance for the character is fine. It's just that weapons loadout is more like a ship deck gun than something we should expect in the classified line. I think we're going to get a more modernized version of them with perhaps a saw or some sort of high rate of fire weapon, not necessarily the heaviest beast of a weapon. That would make him too synonymous with Roadblock. Why have Roadblock and then his cousin do exactly what Roadblock do, right? No. They talked about the legal reason why it's now Nemesis Immortal. It's just a naming convention. The figure you're getting is still Nemesis Immortal. It's just for whatever reasons, legal reasons, and I think it had to do with they didn't get the naming rights for the Enforcer, and somebody else snatched it up, so they had to go with the Nemesis Immortal. And so, or is it vice versa? Yeah, no, it's a Nemesis Immortal coming out, but yeah, Nemesis Enforcer character in general. So they expect this one to be a big set. I'm just looking for my water right now because I am dry as a popcorn, right? And I probably left it upstairs. Oh well, it's a one take. So they expect it to be like a deluxe set, and you've heard those speculation. Like there's already talk about, well, okay, the Marvel Legends did Angel, so does that affect how the Raptor set will come out when it does? Sure, I would believe it must, at least in how the design of the wings work with the body. Maybe not the detailing of what the wings are made of. And the same with Nemesis Immortal. I could see that being true. So this is where things get dangerous? Yeah, so this is where things get dangerous, because this is where I show either my ignorance or I blow things up on a character that I was not looking forward to and still am not. But things get interesting here, guys. And I'm going to talk about Starduster now. Starduster, the mail away order treat of a character that I never cared to see. When I found out that they were remaking this character and what his origins were to the relevance of the franchise at the time, I was like, but why? Wouldn't you rather do William the Refrigerator Perry and toss that cat's family some money or something? I don't know, like... Why Starduster? We're already getting Steel Core with jump packs and Duke with a jump pack and probably Grand Slam with a jump pack. Why do we need Starduster at this time? Well, guys, the answer is, and some of you may not believe me, some of you may go, yeah, well, welcome to the party, Crow. You finally found this out. Or some of you may be aware that this is not real. But I'm hoping it's more... A few of you are going to be shocked as I was about this. But the thing is, this has already happened for Classified as a convention exclusive back in 2022, apparently. And I only know this because it's the SoCal Joe convention. Now, I don't know if this was like a hoax or a mockery or mock-up. But if it's a mock-up, it's going on eBay right now. And it looks pretty convincing. I'm going to show you this if you guys weren't tracking. So there's already a Starduster Classified exclusive, apparently, that I had no clue about. And he looks a lot like that. Well, he is that, apparently. And it says, hover to zoom over there. Yeah, I'd screenshot it, but it is Starduster. Now, I'm not entirely sold that it's legit. There's something about the packaging that looks a bit off and everything like that. But at the same time, I'm like, what this exclusive came out and I never knew about it. And then there's the write-up for it on eBay. So going for $350 apparently. I'm not sure if that's American. I'm assuming it's American. There's the, what is it, the SoCal exclusive box side. And then some serial information on the box side, and the G.I. Joe like parody action series, because it is a serial box, memo, everything like that. But then there's the file card on the back, and you can see the G.I. Joe art. But now they've got uh, his portrait worked and integrated into that art. And if that's a Photoshop, it's not a terrible Photoshop. Like the art style stands out, is very different, but it's integrated in and blended into the mosaic of the other characters. And they've got a whole write-up in there. And yeah, I don't know. I never knew about this. So apparently there were only 200 of them out there. This one on eBay is number 13. There's another, I guess this is stuff that's inside the box, like the file card with an image of him flying. And then some sort of signature probably on that flap as well, like a numbered signature, right? 20 of 30 of them were signed by the people. I can't make out what the signature is, but that's what happened when I went down the rabbit hole and just actually looked for. I typed in Starduster classified on Google, but for some reason that came up. I was like, that looks like an actual classified figure, and then it came up as an eBay listing. If anybody out there seen it, knew of it, whatever, can speak to it, DMAC, if you're the guy, you're the guy. Hit those comments and tell me all about this thing. Or is it a scam? Is it a very well done mock-up? It confuses me that it didn't come up right away in the news of the Starduster stuff. I never heard anyone talking about that exclusive, or maybe I just missed it, wasn't watching the right channel. I don't know. But anyways, guys, we can't stop and dwell on this because you're going to find out, like you see up here, this is Bat Country. Absolute bat country. And I'm going to tell you why after I tell you to do that thing where you do the like, share, subscribe, get the notifications, do the algorithm, make me popular with channel, or do stuff so I can do the giveaways and have more fun doing that. I just did a giveaway. It was awesome. I had such a great time. I did my 200 subscriber giveaway, and I'm absolutely just very happy that one's under the belt, and I can't wait to do the next one. This is what I love about the community and the Joe, is just you want to just keep it going out there, right? Like I didn't mention it, but it occurs to me I should have. I had never received anything from a complete stranger like this until the Toy Dancer actually sent me something in the mail, and I was bowled over. And then you see it in the other channels, and you realize this is what the community enjoys doing. We like helping each other out. So yeah, more contests to come. Right now we're just sending off our Cobra Officer number 97 to our good friend Digital Diarrhea. Mr. Diarrhea, he won. He was the lucky number 4 in the dice roll of 4 people that had the question right. And it turns out I'm sending him back down to SoCal, well, California, where I just was last year, and loved it there. And our Cobra Officer will have the nicest posting I've ever seen. And yeah, but guys, I'm building up to that 350 contest. I'm coming up with prizes, a prize package. It won't just be a figure. It'll be a figure. It'll be some of my custom drawings of Joes and Cobras. It'll be some 3D parts that I've just been told by Loki Wool Truth are in the mail and on the way. And I'm going to take a bunch of those and put them into the prize pack. And I'm going to England, and I'm going to be looking at what's available out there. And this prize pool will grow. And if we get to 350 before it grows too big, that's all right. We'll do another one of 500, right? And in between now and 350, we'll probably do another one. Yeah, well, maybe 300. I don't know. Anyways, let's focus. Back to Hasbro. So this live event they're going to be doing, they're going to be talking about, what was it? I don't want to get this wrong, guys. They're going to be talking about the 60th anniversary kickoff, the new classified pre-orders, and the new classified digital renders, as well as the introduction of the Super 7 O-ring line. Okay, so introduction, meaning I guess they're breathing new life into this. I thought Super 7 was supposed to die, but I hear they won't let it. And there's always this promise that it's going to get better, but I didn't think it was that bad when I looked at it. But I guess, I don't know, maybe any of you guys collecting any of the Super 7 stuff shed some light on this. Is it that bad? Like, I watched a couple reviews on the Duke and the Snake Eyes and whatnot, and I wasn't too impressed with the figures themselves, but I mean, it's Joe, and they were done nice mock-ups of the cartoon. I thought surely Super 7 would take off better. Anyways, we'll get to that with my slideshow. All right, so just when it comes to the pre-orders, guys, one of the big ones that keeps going around is Amazon. Amazon. Go get your pre-orders in at Amazon, and there's some sense of assurance that you get them, right? Here's Crow's testimony, and I'm going to tell you why. I put them below GameStop. If you have a GameStop in your area, check with them about doing pre-orders, because I find, one, their pre-orders, at least for us in Canada, their pre-orders were available long before Amazon's were. I had my pre-orders in on not Big Boa, Quick Kick Airborne, the 60th anniversary Navy Diver, the 60th anniversary Soldier. Like, every wave I put in my pre-orders now, and I've done it for the last 2 to 3 waves. That's how I got that quick, right? But they get them in at least 3-4 weeks before I see them going up on Amazon for pre-orders. So the other reason I recommend it is when you do a pre-order that goes wrong, like mine did with Walmart, it's a variable risk of what is interpreted through either a lack of communication, email not sent, a reply not given, whatever. You have all these subjectives, but that lacks that human understanding. At a GameStop, if you're a regular, you get to know the staff, and they tell you, yeah, we do the pre-orders and we hold it for you for a week. But you can tell them, hey, I'm going away for 2 weeks, and they'll be like, fine, we'll hold it for 3 weeks. You know, like, it's that humanity that I like with it. So I'm not trying to slam Amazon at all. I've ordered a lot of stuff from Amazon, but where I am right now, GameStop is one of the best bets for pre-ordering. But what are we expecting for pre-ordering? Well, we're expecting at least some digital renders, I think, of Jinx. Rumor has it probably 2 head sculpts. This is just the old version, right? 2 head sculpts, one with or without the mask, and then that traditional long staff edged weapon. New weapon designs is one thing that they are plugging for Jinx with this traditional red garb. And then these are just digital renders that somebody else has done. Just put that taste in your mouth. You know, you could get a short-haired Jinx, you could get a long-haired Jinx, you could get a Jinx with a detachable ponytail. I have no idea, right? But just the ideas. We had a long talk about Doc in the comments section on Viper Island. Means a couple others, because Liam said something. It didn't resonate too strong, but it was a great point to bring up, and it was, when Doc's digital render comes out, do you think there's going to be a stretcher or no? So hear me out. The Super 7, as we can see, I don't think there's a stretcher in that. I think that's the Super 7 render. And one of the things that Liam did bring up is, you know, a good stretcher is a lot of extra plastics, right? Is it going to be the only feature he comes with, or are we going to go to deluxe set? You know, and I think it's worth the extra money to go to the deluxe set. You need a stretcher with Doc. You can't not have a stretcher with Doc. Okay, there's too many reasons why. You know, A, it's a centerpiece to any diorama or a shelf scene if somebody is on a stretcher, right? And guys are carrying it. Okay, 2, the stretcher, if you use the same approach as you used with the 60th anniversary Soldier with kit and fabrics, you could make a collapsible stretcher. You know, like, tell me that doesn't have function appeal for a deluxe set that you would want, right? And I'm not talking convention exclusive. That's what we're hoping Nemesis Immortal might come out as, or Starduster. I wouldn't mind if those are convention exclusives, because I don't want to hunt those down, right? But Doc, yeah, I would want that stretcher. In fact, I would be very confused why you wouldn't put it on there with him, because it would just end up with a mass complaint department barrage of people going, why? because you're just going to have to do it with Lifeline at some point to answer those complaints, or do another retro of dock with a stretcher based on the exact same figure you did because you did a traditional dock. Save yourself the problem. Just put the friggin' stretcher on there and we can move on. I'll move on. Like, whatever line product this guy did, I don't know if this was a conversion artist or if this was some other person's product line or what, but that is ideal kit for the medic. I love it. I'd be a big fan if that was actually what our dock comes out looking like. But I just pulled these off Google, and I don't own anything. I don't actually know where these images came from, but you can tell they were recent, right? Somebody did a great job on a dock. So we're also expecting to see some images of Torch now. I guess the word is that those glasses stay fixed where they are. I don't know if that's because they just had too many problems with buzzer glasses or too much feedback, if it was too expensive for too little punch, or if it's just because he's got a flamethrower and it makes sense that he would not take these glasses off. Maybe they've got some polarization that makes it look like they're, glow flame. Who knows, right? But also those flame effects are what people are looking for. Again, a different image, but that'll be something new to the collection, to have a flamethrower effect. We have all those blast effects and rifle effects from the Viper packs and the Steel Core, what have you, even jetpack effects. But this will be great. Oh, and I can't leave out Scrap Iron's job. Firing effects for missiles. Okay, Night Creeper, Naga Hide. Expect to see more of them. Sure. Again, Naga Hide gonna come with clad hat, scarred up face. He's bound to look good. Everything I've seen digitally rendered or images of conversions, there's no way that poacher ain't gonna look sweet on your shelf, of course, right? And I'm gonna be watching this thing in a couple of weeks with Hasbro. Actually healing up from surgery. I'll be watching it. Healing up from surgery. And with great anticipation of seeing these images, because Naga Hide's probably the one I'm looking the most forward to out of some of these. Not at all Night Creeper, which is coming. And I'm just like, okay, what's up with Swiss Army Man here? Like, he has the most ridiculous weapon set. If this shows up in classified, would I still buy a Night Creeper? Probably. But would I be able to look at that weapon every day? Absolutely not. Replaceable. And that head I was not a fan of. So the second head option, throw it on the ground. No, I'll put it in a box and be done with it. But yeah, Night Creeper, I don't hate the design of the character. I just hope that they do a much better classified version of this and put some better weapon options on there. And then I'll breathe a sigh of relief, because you guys know, to me, the subject of a Viper is repetitive. We're going to get a billion different Vipers and butts. This is backcountry after all. But, yeah, you keep adding them to the pile. Occasionally you get cool ones like a range Viper. Fuck Walmart, pardon my language, but wanting to get access to a range Viper and his fire team 788. Okay, yeah, would have rather gone to Walmart and gotten one off the shelf, but apparently you have to deal with Walmart online, which is just a beautiful thing. Yeah, it was a terrible experience, all of it. Night Force, why are you there? It's terrible. Okay. All right, so I'm going to talk about the last thing on my list, the 9-inch MMS, okay, the new average. All right, so we are hoping to see more of the MMS with either the pre-releases and maybe some photos would be good. But also the excitement's there because the Techno Viper is now the 788, his fire team Techno Viper that a lot of people grabbed up his fire team and are so in love with it, and I can see why. If you have the Cobra Hiss, fire team, of course you are going to go out on a limb to grab these things. No one would blame you. Even without those things, I'm going to try and grab one of these at some point, because it's just a great little centerpiece for a Cobra display, right? Whatever you have, stationary fire equipment. But those 9-inch missiles, my God, okay? yeah, it's going to look great with these fire team around it, and with the Techno Viper joining them. But 9-inch missiles, to give you an idea, this is a 7-inch figurine right here, okay? 7 inches right there. Okay, so 9-inch missile right there. And you're going to bring that home. And it's quite possible that for the first time, your wife might look at your toy collection a little differently. Especially if you present your options 9 inches. Anyways, that was also terrible. And I shouldn't have done that, but, you know, that's why I don't make it for kids, right? Just every now and then I reserve the right to get stupid. Anyways, let's talk about Iron Grenadiers, which they did not talk about on Viper Island today, but I want to talk about. Same way I talked about Starduster a little bit. Here's a little speculation for you. All right, we know this guy's on his way. They say March. I'm expecting February. I'm saying by February 15th, I'm expecting to probably be going to pick up Metalhead at GameStop here in Ottawa. That's my call. I made the similar call with Junkyard. I'm going to double down. But we know Destro and the Iron Grenadiers are on their way. You heard me. If you watched my last episode, I said after that come the Headhunters. Oh no. But Destro and the Iron Grenadiers. So we know that there's going to be a Destro coming. Oh, hail Destro. Right? I said he'll come with this because they want to repeat Serpentor. Why wouldn't they? I think they should do this, but maybe they won't. Nah, it seems like everybody loves proving the Crow wrong. But we know that these guys are coming, and that'll be your next troop builder available, right? And you heard me talk on the contest episode about, oh, we need some 3-packs. But just remember, guys, we are in backcountry, so you can expect. I'm thinking when Hasbro does their event, I think we might get some more drops about the Iron Grenadiers is where I'm going. You know, like maybe they might surprise us with a few Iron Grenadier reveals. Who knows? Or some clues at least what to expect on that roster. But, yeah, backcountry, guys. Because, you know, like I said, you know how classified that we love Sir Bats. That's not classified, but that was an anniversary version. You can see, right? And what does that say? Cobra Arctic Bat. But there's our. So I think those are some ones that Buddy converted to be the Crimson. I don't know, but they're not Crimson Iron Grenadiers. But yeah, you can see we do love our bats here at GI Joe and Cobra and Mars in Distress. We even have a Python Patrol bat. Looks like it's already rusting. Terrible. Anyways, yeah, that's how I feel about bats, and I'm waiting for one to prove me wrong the way that the Arctic bat did. The Crimson bat, I abide just because it's Crimson. I'm not a big fan of bats. Automated soldiers, I think it minimizes warfare and the representation of it. I'd rather have real Cobra troops, not these stupid killbots. All right, so they like I said, that Hasbro's probably going to talk about Super 7, O-ring stuff, and all I can think of is, didn't they try to do and it wasn't a good, and no. But yeah, I expect some more Super 7 stuff. That's it for me, guys. That is all for the Crow. That's it for the hot mic for tonight. I am feeling funky with that Adderall. I'm going to go back to ripping apart some projects, and I've got my short fuse well underway now, and like I said, Zap's well underway, and then a couple others, and it won't be long before I have a solution to what to do when I don't have a figure to review. I'll just review my own. And that'll be just the side gimmick of the show. Guys, thanks very much, and Digital Diarrhea, congratulations again on winning that contest. Loki Wartooth, my friend, nothing but the best for you in the good year. I look forward to seeing that package and Showkey, to seeing your products. And you guys are going to see a bunch of stuff because he said he sent me a fair amount. So you know me, I'm a humble man. A fair amount fits in the ball in my hand. And I'm getting the feeling like a lot of stuff will spill out from what he's sending me. So I'll be definitely looking to ship. All right, but we'll see you on the next episode of Tactical Perspective or whatever the hell crap I put together for that day. See ya.